जो एवोल्यूशन ह्यूमन कॉन्शियसनेस में होना चाहिए वो कंप्यूटर सिस्टम में हो रहा है. कैन यू लुक एट इट? द प्रॉब्लम. Why AI is getting more conscious than a human being? What is the reason? The simple reason. Computers are connected to each other. You and I are not. Please understand. 2500 years ago, a great being happened on earth. We know him. He was born as Siddhartha Gautam. But the world after that started to know him as the great Buddha. He happened on this earth 2500 years ago. He had a very close friend with him who was always a shadow. He was actually his cousin, but he was with Buddha 24/7 as his shadow. His name was Ananda. The story goes, after enlightenment, Buddha, when started to initiate people on the path of awakening, one of his elder cousin called Ananda, he was elder to Buddha in age. He said, I also want to take Diksha. Buddha said, well, once the Diksha happens, then you're no more my brother. Then we have a very different relation. So Ananda said, I realize that, but I still want to take Diksha, but I have a request from you as a brother. The Diksha has still not happened. Buddha said, what is that request? He said, after the Diksha, you will allow me, O great Buddha, to be with you 24/7, even to the extent that I will sleep in the same room in which you sleep. I don't want to leave you even for a single moment. And he said, after the Diksha, I'll not be able to take such promises from you. So I want to take this promise as a brother from you. They were less of brothers and more of friends. So Buddha gave him that promise and then gave him the Diksha. And then Ananda remained with Buddha for the rest of his life, 24/7. When Buddha was, after all the great work that he did, he was leaving his body. Ananda asked Bhante is the great awakened one, will you ever come back again? On this earth, in this mortal body, will you ever come back again? Buddha said something very interesting. He said, I will come back after 2500 years. And I will come back as Maitri Buddha. I will come back as the epitome of friendship, the epitome of friendliness. Interesting. He said, after 2500 years, this is the time, this is exactly the time when he is supposed to be here in the form of friendship, in the form of friendliness. Why did he say that he'll come back after 2500 years and not 2000 years? I pondered over it, I meditated over it, and I realized why Buddha said after 2500 years he'll come back at Maitri Buddha, because this is the time on earth when this basic relationship is lacking. Everything else is growing on earth right now. The wealth, the well-being, everything is growing, but this one aspect is really lacking on earth. Maybe Buddha saw that, and that's the reason he said after 2500 years, I will come back as Maitri Buddha. We're building on that. If you know, Buddha talked about 4 Brahma Viharas, which is 4 qualities or attributes in which we must live most of the time. Very interesting. He said, if you are able to live in these 4, or if you're able to cultivate these 4 qualities in you, and if you're able to live in these 4 dimensions parallelly, if you're able to set these in your heart, then your life will be similar to mine, the life of absolute Ananda, the bliss. He said these are 4 Brahma Viharas. Brahma means the divine, Vihara means where you live, the divine states in which you live. And he said for human beings this is very essential to understand these 4 divine states in which we exist. 4 Maha Brahma Viharas he talked about. You know what are these 4? And they build gradually. Look at the beauty of this. The first Brahma Vihara, he said, Maitri, friendship. He said that's the base of human evolution. That's the base of entire human well-being. That's the first step of this pyramid called life. He said friendship. The second Brahma Vihara, he said, is Karuna, compassion. In the corporate world, in the world around, we're talking about compassionate leadership. Living with compassion, having compassion for fellow beings around us. Leaders should be compassionate. We're talking about it, but we will never be able to achieve this. Why? Because the first step of Maitri, unless that is established, you can't delve into compassion. Asambhav hai. Then the third Brahma Vihara, he said, is Mudita. You know what is Mudita? Joyfulness. Wow. We all want to live in the joyful state always. Everything that you're doing in life, everything that you want to attain in life, every achievement, every success, every material wealth that you want to gather for yourself is just for one thing. Just for one thing. And that is joyfulness. End of the day, you want to be joyful. You want great career so that there's a lot of money because you feel money will make you joyful. You want great respect from the world around you because you feel that respect will make you joyful. You want to have stable relationships in your personal life because you believe those stable relationships will make you joyful. You want your kids to progress well in life because you believe if the kids do well in life, that will make you joyful. You want to have a big car, larger house than you have right now. You want to live in a better community than you're living right now. Because you believe that will bring you more joyfulness. Every small little thought, word, action that we are performing in our life, at the core of it, in the hearts of our hearts, we want to achieve, attain, experience this unceasing joyfulness. Continuous joyfulness. But we are failing. We're failing miserably. We've attained everything. Imagine whatever you had thought you want in life when you were in college. Whatever you have dreamt of that you wanted when you were in college. Tathastu, you have achieved all of that. Career, success, money, wealth. You've got everything that you imagined, dreamt of 30 years ago. But that joyfulness is still not there. Still, you don't wake up every morning dancing with joy. You don't go to bed every evening dancing with joy, saying that what a day it has been. Phenomenal. That's not happening. So why, even after attaining everything that we thought will bring this joyfulness, has not brought the joyfulness, which Buddha is calling mudita? You know what is the reason? The basic step of the pyramid, from where the Brahmavihara's journey, which Buddha recommended, started, is Maitri bhav. That's missing. If that's not there, Karuna will not come. And if that's not there, Mudita, which is joyfulness, it will not come. And if that's not there, the fourth, the top of the pyramid, which is said Upekha, which is equanimity, that will not come. Even we at Sadho, I personally talk about conscious leadership a lot. But in the heart, I know this is the pyramid. Conscious leadership means you are at the top of the pyramid, where you are operating in an equipoise, equanimity, which my dear friend Dwarkanath ji says, from Mali to Malik. Your treatment, from the gardener to the owner of your institution, your treatment is the same, your respect is the same, your love is the same for this entire range. Now, for that to happen, for you to become that conscious, you have to be in equipose. You have to operate at an equanimity space. That's not happening, and that can now not happen unless we set this pyramid right. And it's amazing. It's just not Buddha who talked about this. The great Rishi Patanjali, in the phenomenal Patanjali Yoga Sutras, if you've heard this, the phenomenal Patanjali Yoga Sutras, from where the entire knowledge of yoga and pranayama and the well-being of body-mind has emerged. In one of the shlokas, he exactly talked about the 4 parameters, these 4 qualities: friendliness, which we call Maitri; compassion, which we call Karuna; mudita, which is joyfulness; and upekka, which is equanimity. Even great Rishi Patanjali talked about it. Are these guys just giving us spiritual jnana? Or are these guys really giving us the jnana of life? The jnana of our own joyfulness, of our own well-being, of our own contentment? Let me ask you a question. I think there are about 7-8 billion people on earth right now. How many deep, close, authentic friends do you have in life? Let me explain. What do I mean by deep, authentic friends? Where the relationship is not based on usefulness, is not based on judgment, is not based on what will I get in return if I do something for him. Is based on, this relationship based on sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice something that is dear to me for my friend. This person trusts me for his life. It's just not I trust this person for my life. This person trusts me for his life. How many such deep friends you have in life out of some 8 billion people on earth right now, out of the 50, 40, 30, 60 years of life that you've already lived? How many such friends you have? Think about this for a moment. I've asked this question from many, many friends. Most of the time, the answer I get is 0. They say we have huge social network, but these parameters that you've mentioned, we have none. Some say my spouse, I can count my spouse in that. Some say 1, 2. We're missing something in life. Let me prove this. Let's go back to our childhood. Or let's go back to the school. Who saved you, your school or college? Who saved you emotionally when your first breakup happened? Think about it. Go back to your childhood, your school, college. Really dive there. Who was the person who emotionally saved you, supported you when your first breakup happened? Who taught you to ride a bicycle? Who came and lifted you when you fell down from the bicycle for the first time on your street? When you had a fight in your school for the first time, who came and saved you and supported you, fought with you? When you had no clue about your career, what will you do in life? Who sat with you and said, देखा जाएगा, कुछ तो कर ही लेंगे? Who were those people? Who were those people who taught you to party hard, to enjoy life, to be wild and crazy? Who were those people who taught you to fight? Who were those people who taught you to be wild in life, to even break rules, jump from the wall of the school or college and break the rules? Who were those people? किनके साथ आपने ये शरारतें करना, जीवन का आनंद लेना सीखा था? Who were those people? Who was that person when you had no money to go on your date, gave you the money कि तू चिंता मत कर, go? Who was the person who lent you his first bike or motorbike or a car when you wanted to go out and impress some people? कौन थे ये लोग? और आज कहाँ हैं ये लोग? The point, my friends, I'm making is your entire life, the beautiful experiences that you have lived in life. If I ask you right now, think about the most adventurous and beautiful experiences that are stored in your hearts, that have been imprinted on the screen of your heart. What are those experiences? Invariably, those experiences are the ones which were spent, the times which were spent with some dear friends. But ये लोग कहाँ गए लाइफ में फिर? Where did they disappear? Or did you allow them to disappear? Because we got too busy in life. We got too busy in building our lives and our so-called career at the cost of our lifeline. Friendship is the lifeline of our life. There's a great research which has just come out which says that people who hang out at least 2 days in a week, 2 evenings in a week with their pals, with their buddies, with their friends, where there is no parda, they don't get heart attacks. Their physical and mental well-being, they don't have to go to doctors or psychiatrists. The well-being of the physical and the mental and emotional is well taken care of. They're very resilient people. We don't have to go to workshops and trainings to build the resilience muscle. We have to work on developing deep relationships, deep friendships. We're not doing that. We don't have to read many books to develop resilience. We have to cultivate, and Buddha used the word cultivate. Cultivate का मतलब होता है उपजाना. एक पौधा बीज लगा के उसकी परवरिश करके उस बीज पौधे को वृक्ष बनाना. That's what cultivation is all about. But we thought, the Buddhi thought, oh, hanging out with friends is wasting time. Our elders also said, unfortunately, don't waste time with your friends. Go study. Look what we've got. पढ़ के हमने करियर बना लिया, पैसा कमा लिया, which I'm not against of. It's needed in life, but we are alone. The cliched statement in the corporate world is, leader at the top is always alone. I don't agree. Leader means you have cultivated thousands of friends in your life and supporters in your life. How can you be alone? Leader means somebody who is absolutely authentic. वो जैसा अंदर है वैसा ही बाहर है. No pretense. No दिखावा. That's what a true leader is. And if you operate your life like that, then you'll have thousands of friends. How can leader be lonely at the top? I don't agree with that. I'm a leader in whichever space I operate in. Every city in this country I travel to, people open their doors. They don't allow me to stay in the hotels. They want me to stay in their homes. They're not my followers or disciples. They are my dear friends. Look at the culture that we've built. That we have, you and I have built. Look at the culture. We go to a city now for our work / any travel. We look for the hotel to stay in. We don't look at our phone book and say, I have 3 friends in this city. Let me reach out to them and say, my dear friend, I'm coming. Do you have space for me? चलो उतना करने में हमारी ईगो हमें शायद अलाउ ना करे. At least let me call them and send them a message. I am in your town and I have this evening free. Let's catch up. Chalo, itna bhi nahi. Put a message on your social media saying that I am in this city. Who are all the friends available on Sunday evening? Let's catch up for a cup of chai. We don't do that because of our positioning, because we don't want to invest our time into that. I don't know where then we are investing our time. Because if you're not investing at the bottom of the pyramid, which builds my life, which builds my physical, mental, emotional resilience and well-being, then what else I'm investing my time in? I don't know. जब जब समय बुरा आया जीवन में आपके, जब भी अपने जीवन में देखना, किसी को, प्रियजन को बहुत तकलीफ हुई, कोई हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन हुआ, कुछ भी बहुत तकलीफ दे, पेनफुल समय आया जीवन में, कौन खड़ा हुआ आपके साथ में? I know you're all from corporate world, from business world, but sorry to say, your work did not come and supported you at that time. At that time, your people whom you can call your friends came and supported you. They could be inside the office or outside the office. Rest others just called you and sent you a message of, oh, we are with you kinds. They did not come and stand with you. तो कमाया क्या फिर हमने जीवन में? If after having everything, I still don't have people with whom I can cherish, enjoy this life. Another flip side of this, look at it, which I'm seeing in younger generation more. Since they are not building these resilient, true, deep, authentic friendships, the moment they get married, now they want to have all the emotional, they want to live all the emotion with one person. That one person is their romantic partner, becomes their financial partner, become their consulting partner, become their mentoring partner, become the friend. Then the expectation from this one friend is way too much. You expect then you're supposed to be everything for you. असंभव है, क्योंकि फ्रेंड का तत्व अलग है, प्रेमी का तत्व अलग है, टीचर का तत्व अलग है, गुरु का तत्व अलग है, मेंटर का तत्व अलग है, ये सब अलग तत्व हैं. But at the again core of it is deep friendship. We are expecting our wives and our husbands and our children to be our friends. The new parental slogan, be friends with your children. क्या ये हो सकता है संभव? क्योंकि आपने तो फ्रेंडशिप करना सीखा ही नहीं है जीवन में. With your children you want to be friends because then you think they will stay with you and respect you and not run away. Again, इसमें स्वार्थ आ गया है. The friendship that I'm talking about, the Maitri that great rishis are talking about, the great Buddha is talking about, is selfless friendship. And it's not something new that I'm telling you. You all have experienced that in your life. You all at some point had friends who were absolutely selfless with you. And you were absolutely selfless with them. And those were the beautiful days of life. We relive those days in our memory. हमें लगता है उस एज में ऐसा था. हमें लगता है वो कॉलेज की वजह से बड़ा सुंदर माहौल था हमारा. हमें लगता है उस समय जिंदगी लेस कॉम्प्लिकेटेड थी. दैट्स द रीजन दोज वर द बेस्ट डेज ऑफ आवर लाइफ. नो, चैलेंजेस तब भी उतने ही थे जीवन में. पैसों की कमी तब भी थी जीवन में. दोज वर द बेस्ट डेज ऑफ आवर लाइफ बिकॉज दोज वर द डेज वी वर लिविंग विद आवर फ्रेंड्स. Those were the days we were investing our time and our energy in friendship. That's the reason those were the best days of our life. Not because of anything else. उन दोस्तों ने ही हमें बेफिक्र होके जीना सिखाया था. जैसे ही वो दोस्त हमारे इकोसिस्टम से डिसॉल्व होने शुरू हुए, फिक्र आ गई जीवन में. I hope you all understand this little bit of Hindi that I'm using. उन दोस्तों के साथ जीना बेफिक्री में जीना था. जैसे ही वो दोस्त डिसअपियर हुए, हम फिक्र, चिंता में जीना शुरू कर दिए. Do you know why so many suicides at Kota or IITs? I've visited IITs. I've interacted with the students of IITs. And I was shocked. 24 साल के 100 बच्चे मेरे सेशन में बैठे हुए थे. एक के चेहरे पे भी मुस्कुराहट नहीं थी. And their chemistry with each other was very cold. Because जब दो दोस्त बैठते हैं साथ में, the chemistry is very vibrant. These 100 kids sitting in a session, they were very cold-shouldered to each other. Where will they build emotional muscle now? अब तो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस आएगा और जान पे बनाएगी. बिकॉज वो प्रेशर कुकर के ऊपर सीटी लगी होती है ना, जो प्रेशर रिलीज करती है, वो सीटियां तो है ही नहीं अब. वो बेफिक्री वाले दोस्त ही नहीं है हमारे. एंड इट हैज नथिंग टू डू विद योर बायोलॉजिकल एज. लेट मी टेल यू, ऐसा नहीं कि ये सिर्फ 20 साल 25 साल की उम्र में होता है. व्हाट बुद्धा इज सेइंग माय फ्रेंड्स, मैत्री bhav hai. It's a state of being. It has nothing to do with your age. It's a state of your being. You start to operate at that layer of your possibility, that layer of your being. कोई इस दुनिया में आपसे कुछ छीन के नहीं लेके जा सकता अगर उसके भाग्य में नहीं होगा तो. We are unnecessarily trying to protect something. I don't know what we are trying to protect. Are we trying to protect our time, our energy, our wealth? I don't know what we're trying to protect. When we know in the end, as Gaurav was saying, and I was listening, the Gurudwara episode, in the end everything will go away on its own. What is it that we're trying to protect? From whom we are trying to protect? From our friends? ये मुझसे मेरा समय मांग लेंगे, ये मुझसे कुछ ऐसा मेरी कार मांग के ले जाएंगे. What is it I'm trying to protect? ये जिसको हम ह्यूमैनिटी और ह्यूमन बीइंग बोलते हैं, इस ह्यूमन बीइंग का पूरा एवोल्यूशन ही कम्युनल स्पेसेस में हुआ है. लेट मी टेल यू, वी वर ऑलवेज लिविंग इन द ट्राइब्स. दैट्स हाउ वी ग्रू. और ट्राइब में वी वर अनकंडीशनली सपोर्टिंग ईच अदर. दैट्स हाउ वी इवॉल्व्ड. एंड नाउ वी आर नॉट इवॉल्विंग, एआई इज इवॉल्विंग. जो एवोल्यूशन ह्यूमन कॉन्शियसनेस में होना चाहिए वो कंप्यूटर सिस्टम में हो रहा है. कैन यू लुक एट इट? द प्रॉब्लम, why AI is getting more conscious than a human being? What is the reason? The simple reason. Computers are connected to each other, you and I are not. Please understand. Computer, what network is called? I'm forgetting the name. The neural networks of computers. Every system is getting connected to every other system. Hence, they're becoming much more intelligent and conscious. You and I are becoming buddhus. Sorry, I'm using some words which probably I must not use, but Gaurav said it's a spiritual gathering. We are all open, non-judging space. I thought I'm allowed to use some words like that. But you and I are becoming Buddhas because we are not creating these networks, these neural networks between your heart and my heart. Hence, the systems are becoming more stronger and the systems are soon going to govern our decisions and our choices and our lives. We are losing control of our own mind and body and heart. The systems are starting to govern our mind, body, heart, even our emotions. Formula simple hai. Wherever the networks will get created, that thing will become more evolved. If human beings don't create human networks, human beings will become weaker. The communities, if we don't create community networks, the communities will become weaker. If consciousness does not create conscious networks, the consciousness will get weakened. If health does not create health networks, the health will weaken. Our biology, our psychology, our mystical realm is all connected with these networks. Mahakumbh happened. Why on a certain day Mahakumbh happened after 144 years? It's nothing but a network. We realize that the planets are aligning and they're creating a certain network realm. The impact of that is also, Earth is also becoming part of that network alignment. The entire network of planets aligned themselves in a certain way for a period. That's how Mahakumbh happened. Nothing but network. This whole life, जितना हमें समझ में आता है और जितना हमें mystically समझ नहीं भी आता, it's all a great network. But at our level of intelligence, we are becoming individualistic, solo, of the fear of losing something which I don't know what is the fear, of the mental narration which has been imposed on us saying that we have lack of time. We don't have lack of time. जो मेरे जीवन को पोषित करता है उसके लिए lack of time तो नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे पास. So my friends, even the people who've taken Diksha from me, in my heart they are my friends and not followers. That's the vision that we follow. So my dear friends, if this makes sense to you, please start to really mathematically take out some time to cultivate deep friendships in life. That will bring joyfulness in your life. The wealth is important. The physical comforts of life that we are earning are important. But those physical comforts will not bring joyfulness. Those physical comforts can bring pleasure. और pleasure और joyfulness में बहुत अंतर है. Pleasure is very fleeting. अभी खाया, मजा आया, बात खत्म हो गई. Joyfulness is a state. It never leaves you. And the base of that is Maitri. I call it Maitri Yoga. So it's my humble request to all of you and suggestion to all of you. Start to practice this Maitri Yoga in life. If you do that for next 90 days, which is 3 months, you will see the impact, the transformative impact in your own life with this Maitri Yoga. You will see the scale of your joyfulness going very up, very high, very rapidly if you start to practice this Maitri Yoga.